Most people ignore pennies, toss them in jars, or leave them in drawers. But what if I told you that a single small copper coin, the legendary Lincoln wheat penny, has shocked the world by selling for over $1.7 million, and that a rare mistake, like the 1943 bronze Lincoln penny, crossed the auction block for more than $1 million, while the famous 1955 double-die Lincoln cent has reached well into six figures, simply because of dramatic doubling, visible to the naked eye, proving that a tiny 1-cent coin can carry historic importance, minting drama, collector demand, and life-changing value all at once. And tonight on USA Old Coins, stepping into that hidden world, where small details create massive prices, where a faint mint mark, a subtle design variation, a transitional metal composition, or a striking error can transform an ordinary-looking Lincoln cent into a collector's dream. And in this live stream, we are going to carefully move coin by coin, revealing dates one by one, without showing everything up front, building suspense, while also building your real knowledge so that by the time we finish, you won't just be watching rare coins, you'll understand why they are rare, how the market values them, what separates hype from historical significance, and how auction records are actually made. Photo vo, or who? We'll talk about how certain years had low mintages, while others had high production, but rare varieties hidden within them, how World War II metal changes created unexpected rarities, how die varieties like doubling, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes occur inside the minting process, and why collectors obsess over originality, luster strike sharpness, and surface preservation, because condition can multiply value dramatically, from a few dollars to tens of thousands, depending on grade. We'll break down how professional grading influences final sale prices, why certified coins often command stronger bids at major auctions, and how simple tools like magnification and good lighting can help you identify valuable features at home without expensive equipment. And as we progress through each reveal, you'll start seeing patterns, why some decades are more exciting than others, why certain mint locations matter, and how small production anomalies create scarcity that drives competitive bidding among collectors. Throughout this live session, I want you actively involved. So comment your observations as we examine each piece. Tell me which coin stands out to you the most. Drop your questions in the chat, because we'll be discussing real collector strategies, like how to search bankrolls, how to evaluate inherited collections, and how to avoid common beginner mistakes that cause people to overlook valuable cents. And if you're enjoying uncovering these hidden stories behind America's smallest denomination, make sure you like the stream, share it with fellow coin hunters and history lovers, and subscribe to USA Old Coins so you never miss future deep dives into rare and historic US coinage. Because tonight is not just about watching coins on a screen, it's about training your eye, sharpening your knowledge, and understanding the powerful combination of rarity, demand, history, and condition that can turn an everyday Lincoln penny into a headline-making auction result. And as we continue revealing these dates one by one, stay with us until the very end, because each coin we uncover adds another layer of insight into what truly makes a Lincoln cent extraordinary in the eyes of serious collectors and investors. Now, as we begin revealing our coins one by one, here on USA Old Coins, the first coin we're examining is the 2004 Lincoln penny. And while at first glance, this coin may look ordinary to the untrained eye, actually provides an excellent example of how even modern Lincoln cents can be interesting and valuable to collectors when condition, minting details, and rare errors are taken into account. And the D-Mint mark indicates it was struck at the prestigious Denver Mint, a facility responsible for producing millions of circulating coins each year. And it's important to note that the 2004 penny was still part of the classic Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which has been beloved by collectors and historians alike for its iconic depiction of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the detailed memorial building on the reverse, celebrating Lincoln's legacy and keeping a consistent design that has been instantly recognizable for decades now. While a standard circulated 2004 penny is usually worth just its face value of 1 cent, this is where collector knowledge changes everything, because coins in pristine condition with no wear, sharp, fully struck details, brilliant luster, and clean, unmarked surfaces can command a noticeable premium in the collector market, especially when graded mint state 65 or higher. And in rare cases where the coin is virtually flawless, gem quality examples have sold for significantly more than most people imagine, particularly when combined with eye-catching strike quality and perfect surfaces and beyond condition. There is always the possibility of mint errors, which is a huge area of interest for collectors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks cuts, double dies or weak strikes in certain areas, all of which can turn an otherwise common coin into a valuable find. And even in modern pennies like the 2004D, subtle anomalies such as small planchet, lamination errors, double strikes, or misaligned mint marks can create strong collector demand and sometimes attract bids far beyond what most people expect. From a 1-cent coin during tonight's live stream, we're going to examine this coin in detail, looking closely at the quality of Lincoln's face, the clarity of the lettering around the rim, the precise details of the memorial building, on the reverse, the sharpness of the date, and the overall luster and eye appeal, while I explain how the 2004 composition of copper-plated zinc affects long-term durability, the risk of zinc corrosion, and why spotting any small imperfections can make a major difference in how collectors perceive value. And as we go through this analysis, I want you, the viewers, to stay interactive. Comment on what details stand out to you. Ask questions about the grading. Share your experiences. If you found similar coins in circulation, and think about what makes a coin like this exciting, despite being a modern issue, because understanding how rarity, strike quality, and condition intersect is essential for every serious collector. And this is exactly why even the most common-looking Lincoln pennies can suddenly reveal hidden opportunities if you know what to look for, so make sure you like the stream. If you're gaining new knowledge, share with friends or fellow collectors who might appreciate these insights, and subscribe to USA Old Coins so you don't miss any future deep dives into historic and valuable US coins, because tonight's session isn't just about showing coins, it's about learning to see the subtle features that make certain Lincoln cents stand out in the market, developing the ability to identify value in coins you might already have at home, and understanding the stories that even a 2004D Lincoln penny can tell about minting, history, and the collector world. And by the end of this live session, you'll have a much stronger appreciation for how condition, minting quality, and rare errors combined to make even modern pennies truly fascinating and potentially rewarding. We have the 2001 Lincoln penny. And while it may seem like just another modern cent, at first glance, this coin actually provides a fascinating look into how subtle differences and collector knowledge can turn even everyday pennies into exciting finds. And this particular 2001 issue can feature either the P Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint or the D from the Denver Mint, which tells us where it was struck and can slightly influence collectability depending on mintage numbers and regional circulation patterns. And like the 2004D, it still bears the beloved Lincoln Memorial cent, reverse honoring President Abraham Lincoln and showcasing the intricate memorial design that has fascinated collectors for decades. Even though millions of these pennies were produced, the real excitement comes from spotting coins in exceptional condition, where sharp, crisp details on Lincoln's portrait, strong, well-formed letters and numbers, brilliant uncirculated luster, and flawless surfaces can transform a simple 1-cent piece into a gem-grade collectible. And when you look at high mint state, examples of the 2000, 1-cent auction prices can climb dramatically compared to face value, especially for coins graded Miss 65 and above, which can bring several dollars or more to collectors. And beyond condition, there are always opportunities for discovering minor minting errors, which is where modern pennies become truly fascinating, because errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, repunched mint marks, weak strikes, or even minor planchet imperfections can make a coin much more desirable, sometimes attracting attention from serious collectors and even professional dealers. And tonight in this live stream, we're going to examine every detail of the 2001 penny, starting with the obverse, carefully inspecting Lincoln's features, from the sharpness of his hair and beard to the crispness of the rim lettering, then moving to the reverse to evaluate the clarity of the memorial columns, the depth of the building's relief, and the overall strike quality, while also explaining how the copper-plated zinc composition used in 2001 impact wear preservation and the potential for spotting corrosion, plating errors, or surface blemishes. And as we go through this live analysis, I want you to stay interactive. Comment what features you notice, ask questions about grading, Share whether you've ever found a high-quality, modern penny. And think about what makes this coin interesting. Even though it is considered common, because the real skill of a collector lies in spotting the hidden potential that most people overlook. And along the way, we'll also touch on auction records. For modern Lincoln cents, how grading affects final sale price, and why subtle errors or exceptional eye appeal can sometimes make a coin far more valuable than its vintage would suggest. So make sure to like the stream. If you're learning new techniques, share it with friends or collectors who might enjoy the insights. And subscribe to USA Old Coins to ensure you never miss future in-depth explorations of historic and valuable coins. Because tonight's live isn't just about showing pennies. It's about teaching you how to see rarity, understand condition, and uncover opportunities in everyday coins. And by the end of the session, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own collection, how even a 2000. One Lincoln penny can surprise you with hidden value, and how being observant and knowledgeable can make collecting Lincoln cents not only fun, but potentially rewarding, turning ordinary pennies into collectible treasures right in your hands. Next on our live reveal here on USA Old Coins, we have the 1993 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but holds plenty of interest for collectors when you examine condition, mint marks, and potential minor varieties. And this 1993 cent could feature either a D from the Denver Mint or a PO from the Philadelphia Mint, with each location having produced millions of pennies that circulated widely across the country. Yet collectors know that even in modern years, certain examples stand out when carefully inspected. And like other Lincoln cents from this period, the coin carries the classic Lincoln Memorial cent reverse, which showcases the memorial building in fine detail, and continues to honor President Abraham Lincoln, providing continuity in design that has appealed to generations of collectors. While a standard circulated 1993 penny may only be worth face value, coins in top condition with full luster, sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and no signs of wear can fetch higher premiums, especially when they achieve mint state grades like MS, 65 or above. And the real thrill comes from spotting subtle minting errors or anomalies, because even coins from 1993 can display off-center strikes, die cracks, weak or doubled lettering, planche lamination issues, or other production quirks that make them collectible, and sometimes surprisingly valuable. And during tonight's live stream, we'll examine this 1993 penny closely, looking at Lincoln's portrait for detail and clarity, checking the sharpness of the date and mint mark, evaluating the memorial reverse columns and building relief, and explaining how the copper-plated zinc composition affects long-term preservation, susceptibility to corrosion, and how subtle differences in surface quality can dramatically affect collector value. And as we go through this coin, I want you to interact in the chat. Tell me what details you notice. Share if you've ever found a modern penny with unusual features, and ask questions about grading or identifying errors, because understanding these small nuances is key to becoming a skilled collector. And we'll also touch on how auction prices for high grade or era 1993 cents compared to other years, how professional grading can multiply a coin's value, and why collectors are often willing to pay strong premiums for gem quality examples with perfect eye appeal. So make sure to like this stream if you're picking up valuable insights. Share it with fellow collectors or coin enthusiasts, and subscribe to USA Old Coins so you never miss these detailed explorations of historic and collectible coins. Because tonight is about more than just showing pennies. It's about teaching you to see the features that separate a basic coin from a collector's gem. And by the end of this session, you'll be able to confidently examine your own 1993 Lincoln cents for condition errors and hidden potential, seeing how even a modern penny can offer excitement, value, and lessons in American numismatic history. Next on our live reveal here on USA Old Coins, we have the 1995 Lincoln penny, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but is actually a perfect example of how even modern pennies can hold collector interest when conditioned mint marks and potential subtle errors are considered. And this 1995 cent can feature either a D, mint mark from the Denver Mint, or a PO from the Philadelphia Mint, indicating where it was struck, which can sometimes make a difference in collective appeal depending on circulation patterns and relative scarcity. And like other Lincoln cents of this era, it features the iconic Lincoln Memorial cent reverse, displaying the intricate memorial building in beautiful detail, while honoring President Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait has graced the obverse since 1909, making this one of the most recognizable and historically significant designs in US coinage. And while a circulated 1995 penny is typically only worth face value, uncirculated coins in exceptional condition, with strong luster-crisp strikes, clean surfaces and sharp details can carry premiums, especially when graded Miss 65 or higher, and collectors also pay close attention to minor minting anomalies that may appear even on modern coins, including off-center strikes, die-cracks cuts, double dies, weak strikes, or small plancher imperfections, all of which can elevate a coin's interest, and sometimes its value significantly. And during tonight's live stream, we'll closely examine this 1995 penny, inspecting Lincoln's portrait for sharpness and detail, checking the mint mark and date clarity, and analyzing the memorial reverse for precise lines, building relief and overall strike quality, while also discussing how the copper-plated zinc composition used in 1995 affects long-term preservation, susceptibility to wear, and how subtle differences in surface quality can influence collector perception, because even small imperfections or the absence of them can make a major difference in grading and desirability. And as we go through this coin, I encourage you to interact in the chat. Comment on what features you notice. Ask questions about grading. Share if you've ever found a high-grade modern penny in circulation, and think about how a seemingly ordinary 1995 Lincoln cent can still teach you valuable lessons about rarity, strike quality, and condition. And we'll also talk about how auction prices for high-grade or era 1995 cents compared to other modern Lincoln pennies, why certified coins tend to command stronger bids, and how collectors spot subtle variations that make coins collectible. So make sure to like the stream. If you're learning new insights, share it with friends or fellow collectors who might enjoy the content, and subscribe to USA Old Coins to never miss detailed explorations of rare and historically significant US coins, because tonight's live session isn't just about showing coins, it's about teaching you to recognize collector-worthy features, understand grading, and uncover hidden potential in coins you might already have at home. And by the end of the segment, you'll be able to confidently evaluate your own 1995 Lincoln pennies for condition, quality, and possible errors, gaining the knowledge to see how even a modern cent can surprise you with hidden collector value. Next on our live reveal here on USA Old Coins, we have the 1995 D Lincoln penny. And while it may appear at first glance to be just another modern cent, this coin is an excellent example of how mint marks, condition, and subtle production details can make a seemingly ordinary penny interesting for collectors. And the D mint mark tells us that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major US facilities responsible for producing circulating coinage. And even though millions of these coins were produced in 1995, the 1995 D is still highly relevant to collectors who look for exceptional strike quality, flawless surf, and high mint state grades, because in uncirculated condition, coins can command premium significantly above face value, especially if graded Mrs. 65 or higher. And like other Lincoln cents from this era, it features the classic Lincoln Memorial cent reverse, with a detailed memorial building honoring President Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait has appeared on the obverse since 1909, creating one of the most recognizable and historically significant designs in American coinage. And what makes modern coins, like the 1995 D, particularly interesting is the possibility of minor minting errors or anomalies, including off-center strikes, weak or doubled lettering, die cracks cuts, or plancher imperfections, all of which can create added collector demand and sometimes significant premiums. And during tonight's live stream, we'll closely examine this 1995 D penny, analyzing Lincoln's facial features for sharpness and detail, inspecting the D mint mark and date for clarity, evaluating the reverse memorial columns and building relief, and discussing the strike quality and overall luster, while also explaining how the copper-plated zinc composition used in 1995 affects where long-term preservation and the likelihood of spotting minor surface issues, because even the tiniest details can dramatically affect a coin's collectability. And as we go through this coin, I want you to actively participate. Comment on what features stand out to you. Ask questions about grading. Share if you've ever discovered high-grade pennies in circulation, and consider how even a modern 1995 D Lincoln penny can provide insight into minting quality, rarity, and potential value. And we'll also touch on how high-grade examples of the 1995D perform at auction compared to other 1995 cents, why certified coins generally achieve stronger prices, and how collectors identify subtle variations that increase a coin's desirability. So make sure to like this stream if you're learning something new, share with friends or fellow collectors who might enjoy these insights, and subscribe to USA Old Coins to keep up with detailed explorations of rare and valuable US coins, because tonight's live session isn't just about showing coins. It's about learning to recognize collector-worthy features, understand grading spot potential errors, and uncover hidden value in coins you may already have. And by the end of the segment, you'll be able to confidently evaluate your own 1995D, Lincoln pennies for condition, strike quality and potential anomalies, understanding how even a modern Denver mint cent can hold collector interest, reveal subtle minting quirks, and sometimes even surprise you with unexpected value.